מה יפה היום, שבת שלום, מה יפה היום, שבת שלום, שבת, שבת שלום, שבת, שבת שלום, שבת, שבת שלום, שבת שלום, מה יפה היום, שבת שלום, מה יפה היום, שבת שלום.
You've been listening to the beautiful voice of Cantor Carol Garrett. I am Rabbi Barry Silver. Welcome to Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor. In case my background looks a little different, a lot of people are into pickleball these days, so I am transmitting from the kitchen. I think some of you might know what that is.
I'm Sharon Leibovitz, and I apologize for the issues, and we're going to light the Hanukkah candles. I'm sorry they're not candles, they're electric, but I'm in a room that we would put off the smoke detector. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu v'imotenu bayomim ohein bazman hazeh. And because this is the first night of Hanukkah that we're together, I'm going to do the Shehachiyanu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehachiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lahazman hazeh. Amen. I hope that you lit your candles along with me. I see that Patty and Bert are doing it, and I see a couple of other people, and I thank you very much. I think we have Carol back with us, so I am going to put her on. Hopefully, we are good to go. Let me see if I can unmute you, Carol. I don't even know where you are. Okay.
So we are calling on.
Let's do the Chanukah O Chanukah.
Okay. Chanukah, oh Chanukah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dreidels to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, and they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, and they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Hanukkah holiday, the miracle remembered. We usually celebrate the last of December. The Maccabees triumphant, and oil they had should have lasted one day, lasted 8 days instead. And while we were sleeping, God gave them the miracle of light to light up the temple so they could remember the blessings that they truly had. To light up the temple so they could remember the blessings that they truly had.
calling on, first of all, I want to put Rabbi in. Okay. Rabbi, you're there? Okay. Okay. We're up to the
Hello,
Shabbat
everybody.
candles.
I am back in the kitchen again. I think we're up to we just did the candle blessing, is that right?
We're doing the Shabbat candle blessing now.
Oh, then I'd like to ask Howard and Eleanor Bernstein to lead us in the candle blessing.
All right.
Creation began with the words, "Let there be light." Candle lighting sets Shabbat apart from the rest of the week.
The lighting of the candles can also serve as a reminder to us to let our inner light shine, even in times when the world feels dark. We thus are reminded to always bring attention to light dark places and to repair what is broken wherever we go.
In honor of Israel and hope for peace in the world, let us now light the candles of Shabbat and let their light radiate and shine. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat v'yom tov.
Well, did you want to say anything?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Each night, one more candle is lit. One more Hanukkah candle is lit. And the message it sends to one of the Jewish unity and hope, dispelling the darkness and giving strength to our community. May the lights of Hanukkah warm each heart and household this season and usher in peace around the world.
Happy Hanukkah to all.
Thank you so much. Did you want to add any thoughts at this time?
No more.
All right. Well, thank you for participating in our service. That's a beautiful candles that you have. And the two of you are just beautiful, wonderful people. You add so much to L'Dor Va-Dor. You brighten up our lives, and we thank you for brightening up our Shabbat. You spoke about repairing the world. That's kind of what I had to do. I had to repair my broken link, for which I do apologize. But I hope that all Jewish people who may have lost their link to our people and our heritage will reunite and repair that link and be one with us tonight on Shabbat as we celebrate this beautiful holiday, as well as the holiday of Chanukah. Now, to continue with the Kiddush, we're going to ask Cantor Carol Garrett to lead us in the Kiddush.
Good evening. I also lost my link, Rabbi, but thank you. I can link back to all of you. With wine, our symbol of joy, we celebrate this day and its holiness. We give thanks for all our blessings, for life and health, for work and rest, for home and love and friendship. Let us bless the source of life that ripens the fruit on the vine as we honor Shabbat in remembrance of creation. We therefore raise the cup and recite the blessing over the wine. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. When life began, sometimes before our knowing, it's growing strong inside of me. Come take my hand, join me in where I'm going. Together we'll find our destiny. Warmth, glowing bright, Sabbath flames, spreading light on Friday night. Sweet Sabbath wine, makes a good time seem so good, so good, so good, so good. I'm inclined as a Jew to spread peace and brotherhood. On Friday night, we are no longer lonely. If only I share my love with you. And when we hurt, we'll bring each other comfort and rejoice in living as a Jew. One, our God is one, so I'm reaching out as the God in me touches you. Sweet Sabbath wine makes the same God seem so good, so good, so good, so good. I'm inclined as a Jew to spread peace and brotherhood. Sweet Sabbath wine.
I want to thank Cantor Garrett for that beautiful rendition of Neil Diamond's Sweet Sabbath Wine with a little adaptation of lyrics that I composed. And it's so wonderful to have a cantor who can put these adaptations to music so wonderfully. She talked about one, our God is one. We believe that there is a transcendent, awesome, creative power that is one, that this universe, this cosmos is one. And that power isn't something alien to us, it's within us, it's within all living things. And it unites us, it transcends us, and it creates a feeling of love between us and everything in the cosmos. That's what we seek to be in unity with as we gather together for our prayers. One of the prayers that we start out with is a song called Lecha Dodi. It invites us to join with the Sabbath bride in its purity and its holiness and its sanctity. We continue with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki mimor habracha rosh mededem v'shuvcha sof masa b'machtit yakticha. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'zachola toch emenu am sigula. Boi kala Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
We continue reading responsively with living memory. Our people were plunged into deepest darkness, but we endured and are enduring still. The light of hope and reason still burns brightly.
Once again, we see kindled the flame of freedom. Our people of Israel have survived and will continue to survive all who seek to destroy us.
Now, through love and self-sacrifice, we labor to renew our life. Let the lights we kindle shine forth for the world.
May they illumine our lives even as they fill us with gratitude that we have been saved from extinction time and time again.
The Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMivorach. Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. B'chachma potech sharim ובתבונה משני עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, ומשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונם. בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, מעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני מעריב ערבים. Blessed are the creative powers working in intricate, amazing precision, one with the other, to bring on the evening and the morning and all of the miracles of nature, which reflect a divine unity that we recall with the singing of the Shema.
Amen. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ושכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך וישריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. We offer thanks for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope.
For Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living.
For Shabbat memories, glowing even in darkness.
For Shabbat peace, born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing.
We continue with the dreidel song, Sevivon, Sof, Sof, Sof.
Sevivon, Sof, 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 Chanukah hu Chag Tov, Chanukah hu Chag Tov, Sevivon, Sof, 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 Chag Simcha hu la'am, Nes Gadol haya sham, Nes Gadol haya sham, Chag Simcha hu la'am, dreidel spin, 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 Chanukah, welcome in, Chanukah, welcome in, little dreidel spin, 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 Chag Simcha hu la'am, Nes Gadol haya sham, Nes Gadol haya sham, Chag Simcha hu la'am.
Now we have a song that puts our dedication and our devotion and our love for parents and grandparents and heritage to music. It's called the Avot, the Imahot, and the Givuchot, sung for us by Cantor Carol, Garrett.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imachot, Umevii Gula Livnei V'neihem, Olam, L'man Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'etzrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mechakeh Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayeh B'Rachabim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rocheh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Givurot, Umidom Elach, Melech Memid Umechaye, Umatchmiat Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata L'chayot HaKol, Baruch Ata Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Amen.
We're going to continue with the Shalom Rav, a prayer for peace. As we sing the song of peace, we also seek peace in the world. We know that sadly in Israel and Gaza, there is no peace, but rather it's antithesis. We call upon the nations of the world to not only ask for a ceasefire, we ask that they demand that Hamas return the hostages so that Israel does not have to be left in a position where there's a ceasefire and Hamas is free to literally get away with murder, slaughter, and horrific crimes against women and against humanity. Let us demand that the world community stop coddling terrorists and demand the release of the hostages. And then we will restore peace. And we can not only sing Shalom Rav, we will actually be able to see Shalom Rav in the world. Shalom Rav, sung by Carol Garrett and composed by Jeff Klepper.
Amen, Rabbi. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon, lecho hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon, lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav, al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav, al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. V'tov be'yednecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav, al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav, al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam, tasim
We're now going to spend a few moments in silent meditation as we see the tragic episodes and tragic occurrences in Israel today. We think back of the military and spiritual victory of the Jewish people under the Maccabees. And as we celebrate that great victory, let us hope that today also we will be able to emulate them and rejoice in their victory by celebrating and inspiring us to have courage, to be strong, to be resilient, and to stand together as one Jewish people with all decent people throughout the world who will stand up for freedom, for peace, and for dignity. Let us spend a few moments in silent meditation, contemplating how we too can take a stand. Few moments of silent meditation. We will now have read the names of those who are ailing at this time.
Nadine Burns, Diane Bush, Rita Elias, Charlie Feller, Sheila Firestone, Mara Fredrickson, Laura Gallagher, Sherry Glass, Carolyn Goldberg, Fernando Gomez, Nadine Herbst, Arthur Hoffman, Kat Jackson, Carol Kahn, Gerald Kahn, Penny Martin, Melissa Swanson Mussel, Dr. Suter Nayer, Laura Proman Devens, Vivian Pronin, Bernie Rosen, Susan Rosenberg, Wendy Schultz, Miriam Sivak, Jacob Viner, Naomi Volin, Sheila Winston, and if you'd like to, in the chat, put any other names that you want to add to the Mishaberach list, and we wish them all a refuah shlema, a immediate and final complete healing.
And we continue now with the Mishaberach.
May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We now have our Torah service. We'll be reading from the parsha known as VaYeishev. We read responsibly. Our light is Torah, mitzvot are our lamp.
Pleasing are the ways of Torah, and all her paths are peace.
Dark and twisting is the road to peace.
Happy the generation whose light will guide them to its end.
We continue with Ma'ot Tzur and Rock of Ages.
Ma'ot Tzur Yeshuati L'chana Elishabeya Tikon Be Tefilati V'sham Toda Nitzabeya Liet Tafim Atbeya Isaham Nabeya Azekmor B'shir Rock of ages, let our song praise thy saving power. Thou amidst the raging foes was our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but thine armor veiled us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us.
We are now going to continue with the Torah reading. I'm going to ask the cantor, if it's okay with her, if she might be able to lead us in the blessing prior to the reading of the Torah.
Of course. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Borach L'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
We are now reading from the beginning of the Joseph saga. VaYeishev Yaakov be'eretz megurei aviv be'eretz Canaan. And Jacob was dwelling in the land of the migrations of his fathers, the land of Canaan. Ele toldot Yaakov. These are the chronicles of Jacob. Yosef ben Shva Esrim Shana. Notice something very interesting. It says, these are the chronicles of Jacob. And then suddenly it switches. Joseph was 17 years old. It gives you an indication of what an incredible personality Joseph was, that while they're telling the story of Jacob, suddenly Joseph just bursts onto the scene and grabs the headlines. Haya ro'eh etzon v'haya na'ar et b'nei bilcha v'et b'nei zilpah. He was watching over the sheep of his father, Neshei Aviv. V'yavo Yosef el divatam ra'ah el avihem. And he delivered a negative report about his brothers to their father. V'Yisrael ahav et Yosef mikol banav. Joseph was a rather dysfunctional father. He loved his son Joseph more than all his other brothers. And that's where the trouble starts. Ki ben zakanim hu, because he was the son of his old age. Lo va'aselu ketonet pasim. He made him a coat of many colors. Vayiru echav, ki oto ahav avihem me'kol echav. His brothers easily were able to discern that Jacob loved Joseph more than the other brothers. The yisnu oto, and they hated him. V'lo yachalu devachol yishalom. They could not say a kind word about him. V'yachalom Yosef chalom. Joseph was a dreamer. V'yaged le'achav v'yisapu od yisnu oto. And when he told them his dream, they hated him more. V'yomer lehem shim'una. And he said to them, check this out. Achalom hazeh asher chalamti. This dream that I had. V'hinei anachnu me'ulamim ulamim b'toch hasadeh. We are like stalks of sheaths of barley in the field. V'hinei kuma alumati b'na'am nitzava v'hinei hasubana almanachem b'shtishahavena. And your stalks of sheep, you guys, were bowing down to me. La'olam atav. Vayomru lo echav. Hamalach tibaloch aleinu imashol timshol vazeh. Do you mean to tell us that you think one day we'll bow down to you? And then he described another dream where there were stars in the heavens. and the stars, which were reflected by the brothers and the parents, were bowing down to Joseph. Joseph told these dreams to his brothers. Probably wasn't a smart thing to do. They hated him more, and his father was deeply concerned. The blessing after the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chaye olam natah b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen.
There was once a man who was such a bragger. He said, you know, you're probably getting tired of listening to me talk about myself all the time. Why don't you talk about me for a while? We know people like that who are very arrogant. And Joseph started out that way, rash and arrogant. You can't fault him for the dreams he had, but you can fault him for narrating them to his brothers with glee and with zeal. There was a king kind of like that, king of Lydia, his name was Croesus. He was so rich that they used to have an expression as rich as Croesus. And he went to the oracle of Delphi, and he said, what will happen if I invade this neighboring kingdom? And he said, you will destroy a nation. He said, great, I can't wait to destroy them. But what happened was the oracle of Delphi spoke in coded language. He went and attacked, and he ended up destroying a nation, his own nation, because he was not able to overcome the power of Persia. We see the same type of thing today. Israel has every right to go into Gaza and to try to root out terrorism. They have the right to do it, but is the right way to do it? Is it the right thing to do? That is what we must ask. Is Israel going to destroy its very morals and ideals by the level of casualties that are coming out of Gaza? True enough, Israel has the right to invade and to root out terror. True enough that if Israel were to lay down its arms, there would be no Israel. But if Hamas were to lay down its arms, there would be no war. And true it is that Israel cannot just have a ceasefire. They must take out Hamas. But is it correct that trying to destroy Hamas all over Gaza is the best way to do it? Or perhaps is there a better way? We can learn from the fight against cancer. With cancer, we start out using surgery, as Israel used surgical strikes to take out the large mass of cancer, as Israel took out large infrastructure of Hamas. Afterwards, it didn't use surgery on every last place where cancer could be found, because it spreads throughout the body, and if you did, you destroy the entire body. Rather, today we have something called immunotherapy. It takes the healthy cells of the body and uses those to destroy the cancer cells. Hamas is a cancer. It repudiates peace. It rejects kindness. Its charter swears to destroy Israel and kill the Jews. It must be rooted out. But we have to work with Palestinians who are willing and able to help us in the fight for peace. In the West Bank, there are such Palestinians. I suggest the creation of a Palestinian state on the West Bank now. Israel should recognize it today, as long as the West Bank Palestinians recognize it today, and work with peaceful Arabs in the West Bank and in Israel itself, where 20% of Israel are non-Jews serving in the military, in the Knesset, in higher functions in the government. There are peaceful elements, healthy elements. We could use them like immunotherapy to work within our own body, our own political body, to root out the terrorists, rather than try to do it militarily in every single nook and cranny of Gaza. And if we do that, we could establish peace. Some people say it's impossible. Remember that in the Yom Kippur War, the Egyptians tried to destroy Israel in 73, and before the year was out, we had signed a peace treaty with them. Remember, Germany and Japan, our most vicious enemies in World War II. The war ended, and before too long, they are our greatest allies. We can make peace. Anyone who says to the contrary is not practicing Judaism, which believes in miracles and believes in the power of peace. Let us work with them. I saw something incredible on TV today. A woman from Gaza, she was interviewed, and they said, why are the Palestinians suffering so much in Gaza? She said, because the people of Hamas are hoarding the aid that's coming in. They're taking it for themselves. And the announcer from Al Jazeera said, no, 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 don't say that. And he tried to take back the mic. She said, no, I will say that. It is Hamas that is doing this. She, my friends, placed her life in danger. And she said, I don't care. They can come and kill me, but I will tell the truth. And I was reminded of the Palestinian nurse who treated my father. I asked her to speak at our synagogue, and she said, I can't. If they knew that I treated a rabbi and tried to heal him, they would kill my family. That's what we're up against. But there are courageous Palestinians who we can work with, and we should use the carrot and the stick and create a Palestinian state, a joint Israeli capital of Jerusalem, the capital of the eternal Jewish people in Jerusalem, where the Jewish people reside, and the Palestinian side will be a capital for the Palestinians, and both will come together and say Yerushalayim is now the city of peace, as it's always meant to be. If we can do it, so can all people, including Gaza, including people all over the world. Come to Jerusalem, see the sights, increase our prosperity, and let us teach all people that peace pays rich dividends. This is the message of the Maccabees. No matter how dark it is, no matter how fierce our enemies, we shall overcome, not by might and not by power, though Israel needs to use might and needs to use power, but by spirit shall we overcome. Cantor Garrett, if you could lead us, and not by might and not by power.
I'd be happy to. Not by might and not by power, but by spirit alone shall we all live in peace. The children sing, the children dream, and their tears may fall, but we'll hear them call. Another song will rise, another song will rise, and another song will rise. Not by power and not by power, but by spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, but by spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
We continue with the Aleinu V'Ne'amah.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol l'tei gedula v'yotzer bereshit shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot v'lo samanu k'mishmechot hadama shelo sam kilkenu kahem וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We continue now with the recitation of the Kaddish. Before we read the Kaddish, we're going to read the names of those who have recently been summoned from us, as well as those the anniversary of whose departure. these days. We also include in our Kaddish list the Israelis that were brutally butchered and massacred, as our hearts also go out for those who are held hostage. We at Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor also include in our Kaddish all of the people of Gaza, the people who have suffered tremendously due to the terrorist, vicious, barbaric regime of Hamas, which means violence in Hebrew and never in Spanish. Hamas, never should people be allowed to kill Jews with impunity. We will fight back, but we will also at the same time at L'Dor Va-Dor express our great sorrow for the suffering and the death of people in Gaza who are being held hostage, along with the Israeli hostages, human shields by Hamas. Our heart goes out for the Israelis and the Palestinians who are suffering from this barbaric terrorist regime. Let us recite the Kaddish, but first we'll have our cantor please read the names of those that we recall these days.
We honor and remember those who have recently passed with love. Rosalind Carter, Wally Cowan, Daisaka Ikeda. We add in Florence Pollock, Helen Shiner, Max H. Schloff, and the yurt sites that we remember with love: Max Blitz, Harry Brousseau, Alex Cohen, Anna Coleman, David Cooper, Joseph Cooperstein, Kurt Daniel, Florence Elias, Benjamin Feynman, Rose Feynman, Mary C. Field, Roger S. Field, Abraham Fine, Lawrence Friedman, Denville Garrett, Muriel Goldsmith, Alfredo Gomez, Norman Heyman, Paige H. A. Holsby, Harry Jacobs, Anna Kraus, Carl H. Lickman, Murray Mate, Rose Mate, Eva Jacobi Morad, Tilly Penzick, Abraham Perlman, Eva Purish, Jack Robarts, Herbert Rothschild, Dorothy Saltzer, Max Schaitzer, Donald Shipper, Molly Shapiro, Max Bruskman, Donald Steinman, Phyllis Stratton, Jerome Wodiska, and Charles Zayden. May their memories always be a blessing.
Thank you, Cantor Garrett. We now have our announcements from Sharon Leibovitz, who put this service together. And before she does the announcements, I just want to apologize for my technical difficulties. Sharon does an incredible job of organizing this, putting it together, having us check in early, and due to my own error, it wasn't done. And I do apologize, and I appreciate Sharon and everybody else putting up with my technical deficiencies. Now I'm going to have Sharon lead us in the.
Please read the Kaddish first, Rabbi.
What's that?
Please read the Kaddish first.
Oh, I apologize. We have to read the Kaddish. Yes, I continue to forget to do that too as well. Let us read the Kaddish. Yiskadav yiskadash shemei Rabbah. V'yomad yifrach ruseh v'yamlich machuseh. V'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayedu chol beis Yisrael. V'agalav yizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah v'yivarach le'olam umei umaya. Yisparach v'yistabach v'yispolav v'yislomam v'yisnaseh. V'yisadar v'yisalev v'yisalal shemei l'kedusha b'rechu. Le'elam enkol brecha sa v'yishirasa. Tushbechasa v'nechamasa. Da'amichon v'yama v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehei shlam rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imru mav. U'yaseh shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. Please be seated, and now I will ask Sharon to lead us in the announcements.
Shabbat Shalom and happy Chanukah to one and all. Thank you all for being here tonight and being on with us on YouTube. And we appreciate your being with us for this wonderful holiday season. This Sunday, we're going to have a wonderful Hanukkah celebration with Rabbi Barry and Cantor Carol. And we hope that it will include you as well. We're going to have a very nice crowd. Thank you so much. On Tuesday night, we're going to have something special. We're going to have Touch of Torah, where we'll talk briefly about the upcoming parsha for next Shabbat. And we're also going to have a discussion about how to celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas in an interfaith household and family with Rabbi Barry Silver. That's Tuesday, December 12th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. And we hope that you'll be there with us. The following week, Tuesday, December 19th, we will not have a program. It'll skip until the following week, December 26th. Next Wednesday, December 13th at 7 p.m., hot off the presses, we're having a film and discussion at the Movies of Del Rey, 7421 West Atlantic Avenue. Farewell, Mr. Hoffman. This is a movie that takes place in France during World War II. And of course, the theme is the Holocaust. We'll have Q&A following with Rabbi Barry, and it's $8 per person payable at the movie theater on December 13th. And we hope that you'll join us for this very spectacular and well-rated film. We hope you'll join us for next week, our celebration of Shabbat. We'll have Rabbi Barry, and we'll have a guest cantorial soloist, Laura Lennis, with us. Cantor Carol will be on vacation next week. That's December 15th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. And stay tuned to our emails for the links, and we'll give you those on Thursday and Friday. Please support our synagogue. Thank you for being a part of the Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor family. Watch us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. I thank also Madison Fredrickson for maintaining Facebook and Instagram, and watch us on our website, ledorvador.org, and look for our emails. Be part of our family. We thank you very much. Shabbat Shalom and Happy Chanukah.
Thank you so much, Sharon. The movie that we'll be showing will be shown in the most beautiful language in the world other than Hebrew. It will be shown in the language of French. They say, c'est la plus belle langue du monde. Well, that's the le seconde plus belle langue. It's the second most beautiful language. Also, I wanted to share with you that the Tuesday program, How to Celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas in an Interfaith Home. I do have some credentials for this. My father literally wrote the book on how to raise children in an interfaith home. He was a pioneer in interfaith marriages and families getting together. And so I have quite a bit of experience through my father. I also want to share with you that it's very important that as Jews, we reach out to the non-Jewish world and establish bridges of understanding and knock down walls of separation. Not only can you find us on YouTube and Instagram, you can find Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor on MSNBC and CNN within the last couple of weeks, discussing our proposal for peace and also some of our insights into anti-Semitism. We are making news and headlines and speaking out on important issues. Find us, share these links with others so that our message of rational faith can be spread far and wide. For my priestly benediction, for my benediction for you, I will recite the traditional blessing that is said for children by their parents. And it goes like this: may you be like Ephraim and Manasseh. Why do they say that? These were two sons of Joseph, and they were actually lionized. They were considered to be great sons. Why? Because they, unlike the brothers of Joseph, did not fight with each other or send their brother into slavery. They got along with each other. They got along with the family. And so we cherish family values and families that join together. So may you be like them. And we hope that we will also be at one with our brothers, our sisters and brothers, the Palestinians, the Druze, the Bedouin, who make up that troubled area. May they be liberated mentally, spiritually, psychologically, and militarily from domination by Hamas so that we can live in peace with our brethren. I want to share with you a slogan as well. I use this very often in public, and it goes like this: Juntos unidos, jamás vencidos. That means literally in Spanish, juntos is together, unidos, united, jamás vencidos, will never be defeated. But it also means together united, Hamas vencidos means Hamas will be destroyed. Juntos unidos, Hamas vencidos. When the world unites and isolates Hamas militarily, financially, socially, politically, and in every other way, Hamas will be destroyed. It will not have to be rooted out militarily. Israel has to resort to this drastic measure because the world community has failed to speak out against terrorism, and even through the UN has coddled them, has rewarded them, has allowed them to teach their filth and their hatred to new generations. Juntos unidos, Hamas vencidos. And let me end with this slogan as well. Have you heard the Palestinian slogan, Free Palestine? Have you heard them say that on the college campuses? Have you even heard some Congress people say it? Well, I will say it too. Free Palestine from control by Hamas. Free Palestine from terrorism. Free Palestine from the brainwashing and indoctrination by hate. Free Palestine. So instead of trying to destroy Israel, they will learn that their best course of action and their best secret for success is not to destroy Israel, but to emulate Israel, to work with Israel, to love Israel, and to cooperate with Israel to establish peace in the Middle East. Amen. That is my...
And Rabbi, let's create a free Palestine. Yes, as you were saying.
Absolutely. Let us, very good. Let's make it free.
I wanted to put in another little announcement. Madison, my granddaughter, started a pop-up fundraiser event of Double Good popcorn. And so if you see that online, or if you get an email or something, or a text message, it's legitimate. She really is doing a fundraiser for L'Dor Va-Dor, and L'Dor Va-Dor gets 50% of whatever we sell. So if you're interested in that, I actually today bought a popcorn so that I could. I think you have to spend at least $18 high in order to buy something from the pop-up store called Double Good.
Well, I want to encourage people to do that. Get your popcorn at Pop Up. And I want to thank Madison for this project. I think we should encourage young people. So even if you don't eat popcorn, buy $18 worth anyway and share it with someone who does. Matt, you saw me drinking from this mug here, this thermos. Madison made it for me. She created it. Cosmic Judaism. It's a really beautiful mug. I'm very indebted to Madison for this and for all she does for our congregation. And I appreciate her involving her grandmother, Cantor Garrett, with our congregation as well. Thank you very much to this wonderful family. Thank you all for joining us. It was great to be with you. And thank you, Sharon, for orchestrating this Shabbat and for putting up with me.
Our final song, Light One Candle.
Light one candle for the state of Israel, which seeks to end the chaos. Light one candle for the IDF soldier who will put an end to Hamas. Light one candle for the people of Israel who confront pure evil each day. And light one candle for peace in our homeland, which will come when Hamas goes away. Don't let the light go out. It lasted for 4,000 years. Don't let the light go out. We'd be lost if it disappears. Light one candle for the Maccabee fighters who face an implacable foe. Light one candle for Israel armed forces who face hate that was born long ago. Light one candle for those who are fighting terror and hate from Iran. And light one candle for the children of Israel who must fight until evil is gone. Don't let the light go out. It lasted for 4,000 years. Don't let the light go out. We'd be lost if it disappears. Light one candle to remember our mission, to be a light to each nation, to remind all people who now live in darkness that love will bring our salvation. We must not give in to loss and despair, because just as day follows night, we know that darkness must prevail over earth before we can see the starlight. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out.
Cantor, Garrett's song reminds me, before we close out, please tell all your friends, if they don't know what IDF stands for, it stands for Intrepid Defenders of Freedom. We give thanks to the IDF. We give thanks to the courage of the people of Israel for fighting the tip of the spear against anti-Semitism in the world, and we will stand with Israel. We might not always agree with everything Israel does, but in a democracy, as opposed to a fascism, the secret of our success is the ability to critique and live to talk about it. And all of us should be able to accept criticism so that we can grow and learn. That's the secret of Joseph. He started out immature, but he ended up with the most incredible maturity described in all literature, what we'll be describing in the current weeks to come. Join with us in the future, and thank you for being with us tonight. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. Happy Chanukah.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.